My name is Sean Claremont. Welcome to Ever Ready Survival. This is our first episode. We got a few basic topics to go over today. Let's get started. So the first topic is knowledge. Knowledge is our absolute best weapon. In times so very uncertain, in times so chaotic, the absolute first thing that we need to do is collect knowledge and learn. In the technological age, we have access to all known information in the world. Being a survivor doesn't mean living without technology. Being a survivor means being able to live without technology when the time comes, but also being keen on the fact that we can use the technology we have now to prepare for a time when we don't have it anymore. Planning ahead. The first line of defense against threats unknown is being prepared. Getting ahead of the game. Getting your gear, getting your plan, getting your information, getting your knowledge, learning, building skills, building trades. These are all essential to be able to survive. So, as you can see, we have a whole bunch of stuff laid out here. The first order of being prepared is your tools. What you have to use when all else fails. You have to move fast. You need an assortment of things that you're going to take with you at a moment's notice that need to be able to get you through at least 72 hours. So, here in front of you we have my personal bug out bag. Now, what is a bug out bag? A bug out bag is a pack of emergency items that are stored to be grabbed quickly and evacuate the area. So what do we have in this bug out bag? Everybody likes to build their own pack, their own way. But I've gone through many kits, many lists, my own assortments over the years, and I've determined 10 items that I think every bug out bag must have. It's not just going to be 10 things. You're thinking probably more like 200 at the end of the day. You don't want to overpack, but the more prepared, the better off you're going to be. So, I have 10 items here that I've set out. We're going to go over each set individually, give a little explanation, and give you a good idea as to why they need to be in your pack. Food and water. Other than oxygen, these are the two things that no human being can live without. Food and water. Water. We have here about a half a liter. How much water we should drink a day is up for a lot of debate. But what science tells us is that we lose approximately 1 to 2 liters a day, depending on your level of activity. In a non-survival scenario, you probably drink about 2 liters a day. Half a liter is the bare minimum that I'll put in a pack. That will get me through 3 days. Just me, by myself. The situation may not last only 3 days, so we have to think a little farther ahead. Water purification tablets. If you can't carry water, there's always a chance you can find it. You may not be able to drink it, but with a good set of these, you can. Now, the average human requires about 1,200 calories a day to survive their basic activity. What we have here is 2,400 calorie food ration bar. You can pick these up at your sporting goods store, probably even your Walmart, your Army surplus, or if you're real smart, trying to stay prepared hard, order things online. They're always cheaper. You may have to wait a little bit, but we're all waiting. 2,400 calorie food. This will last me, by numbers, 2 days. It can be stretched 3 days easily. Always try to pack at least 1,000 calories a day for yourself, depending on your size. Number 2, hygiene. In a survival scenario, you're not going to be showering every day. Infections, small cuts, these are going to be a lot more dangerous than they are when you have the option to wash your hands 30 times a day, shower twice, this, that, and the other. Sanitation, hygiene, these will be precious commodities. Hand sanitizer is a must-have. Hand soap, must-have. Toilet paper, You take the roll out. This is about a quarter of one right here, but as you can see, it's packed up about 1 by 2 inches by 1 inch. Pretty small. A face mask. A face mask is not, in this point, to keep other people from getting your sickness. It's to keep you from getting sickness from outside. The more you can do to protect yourself, the better. Now, we're not talking about biological weapons, bioterrorism, nuclear attacks, and fallout. You're going to want a real gas mask, respirator, for scenarios like that. Something like this isn't going to take care of anything radioactive, anything terribly viral. So stay prepared. Stay clean. Item number 3, the first aid kit. If you don't have one, you shouldn't leave home. Now, my first aid kit here was bought to start and then upgraded with my own items. We have about 200 individual pieces. It's rather light. This isn't something that you could compare to an EMS trauma kit. This isn't made to treat serious lacerations and wounds. This is for your run-of-the-mill things that might happen to you while you're hiking. Basic, minor cuts, lacerations, sprains, things like that. The more you can pack into your first aid kit, the better. This is one thing that you can never ever afford to slack on. Your first aid kit must always be stocked fully. If you use anything out of it before a serious emergency scenario, restock it. Item number 4, change of clothes. If you don't have a change of clothes, your 2 biggest risks are going to be hygiene. You're not staying very clean if you can't change out of and wash your clothes. And if it's too cold for you to be walking around in your underwear to clean them in the meantime, that's not going to happen. The second biggest risk is hypothermia. If your clothes get wet and you can't change out of them, hypothermia starts about 50 degrees dry, can start at about 60 degrees wet. Hypothermia is when your body's core temp goes below 95 degrees Fahrenheit. Once you've hit that point, it can be fatal. Hypothermia is not something to play around with. Back to the change of clothes. So, first of all, they need to be waterproof. Whatever you carry your clothes in needs to be waterproof by itself. We have a second bag in here just for the dirty. We got a pair of pants, a thermal short sleeve shirt to keep warm, a t-shirt, 2 pairs of boxers, and 2 pairs of socks. Socks are very, very important. If you want to put 6 pairs in there, well, if you got room, awesome. If you ruin your feet in a survival scenario, if you let them get too wet, if you get athlete's foot, or fungus, if they get cut, you're not making it very far on busted feet. Change your socks as often as necessary. Keep your feet dry. Keep yourself dry. Number 5, the knife. The 2 most basic formats of knife are fixed blade and folding. Both of them have their advantages, both of them have their disadvantages. We're going to go over a few of them. A fixed blade is simply a knife that does not fold. It's one piece and it doesn't have moving parts. That's something important that we're going to get into right now. We're going to jump ahead to a little tool. This is an Allen key multi-tool. There are not too many reasons to specifically have one of these with 8 different pieces in your kit. It can't hurt, but honestly, the only reason that I have this in my kit is because I happen to have tools with moving parts. Just like our multi-tool over here, if you have to maintain them, and that is extra time that you have to take to deal with. A fixed blade is always your best bet. It's strong, it's sturdy. Now on to the folding. This is a basic folding knife here. We got a Tonto tip, half serrated. 8 screws. Lose more than 2 of those, we would lose serious integrity to this knife and probably won't be able to do too much for us. The biggest points on these, the fixed blade is a lot stronger. You can put a lot of leverage on this fixed blade. If I really had to, I could open a door with it. Item number 6, the flashlight. Of all the tools that you can put in your pack, this is going to be one of the most important. But there are a few different uses I'm going to go over that aren't typically met with your daily flashlight use. So the first is self-defense. Get a good look at the tip of that. Now that's a tactical tip. Now what that's made to do is in a self-defense scenario, as an absolute last resort, worst case scenario, you can take the end of your flashlight, you can strike your opponent with the tip of it. Now those little edges there will break skin no problem with something like this tip, and that can hurt just enough to get somebody off of you, long enough for you to make a move. Number 2, distractive use. This is something that we commonly see with police officers. Very classic, pull over the car, they walk up to your window and they shine a flashlight in your face. Now why does the cop do this? It disorients you. It makes you just blind enough that it will make it very, very hard for you to make an attempt at an attack or an attempt to escape. Now there's 2 different ways that you can disorient a person with the beam of your flashlight. You have a solid beam, and we have the tactical strobe. Now what's the difference? A solid beam of light will force your eyes to adjust to bright light. It will be very disorienting for a few moments, maybe even a few minutes. However, the tactical strobe is far, far more disorienting. Your eyes are unable to adjust in either direction to night vision or day vision, giving you that extra moment to act, whether it be get in for a clean, quick takedown or get out fast to live to survive another day. Item number 7, the tarp. Here we have a 5x7 backpack tarp that can keep the floor of your self-built shelter dry. It can keep you dry as a sleeping bag, or it can even be your shelter or a raincoat. Item number 8, paracord. Paracord has been famous in the military for many, many decades because it's tough. A single strand of 550 paracord will hold 550 pounds. So you've guessed already that the number denominates the amount of weight that a single strand can carry. I've seen it go as low as 330 paracord. That's a little cheaper. 550 is your military grade. Don't buy anything but. One of the most common uses that you'll see for paracord is the survival bracelet. Now the purpose of this, a little bit of rope can go a long, long way. And just having that extra wrapped around your wrist can do a lot. Now, minimum 20 feet. I keep at least 20 feet in my pack at all times. 50 is better. But between 2, we have 20 in the roll. We got about 20 in the bracelet. So 40 feet of paracord, take us a long way. Tourniquet if you're bleeding. Tie up your tent. Tie up your shelter. Item number 9, the fire kit. We have 2 examples here, one that I've made myself and one that you may have even seen before. We'll go over that one first. This is a military fire kit. And what we have here is a small waterproof floating container. On the bottom, we have a magnesium rod, a fire rod. What you'll do is you'll take the back of your knife. Don't ever use the blade, the edge of your knife for a fire rod. You don't always have time to sharpen your knife. Keep them sharp, use the spine. And what you'll do is you'll take the bottom of your knife, you'll scrape it on that rod there, into your tinder, your kindling, whatever you got, and it'll start your fire. Now inside of here, we have one whole pack worth of matches. We have enough cotton lint to start a few good fires. And we have a military signal mirror on the underside of the cap. And here we have my self-made fire kit. There's a lot of things you can put into one of these kits, but over the years I've been an avid outdoorsman my entire life. Matches and birch bark are my absolute favorite. Birch bark dries out very well, especially after it's been packed for a while. It ignites very, very easily, and if you live in the right regions, you can even find it naturally. So that's a plus. You have a whole pack of matches in there, waterproof, strike anywhere matches, and obviously, of course, the entire package is waterproof. That's important. Can't stress enough. Waterproofing. Everything in your pack as tight as you can possibly keep it. Obviously, your best and first defense is to get yourself a waterproof pack. I use a military issue 72-hour assault pack, so mine is made to be completely submerged in water and make it out completely dry. If you can find something similar, I would absolutely recommend it. Anything military grade will take care of you. Number 10, the final item, the multi-tool. Now there are many different kinds of multi-tools. We have just a few laid out here, but these are the few that I keep in my pack. We have our basic multi-tool here, a 14-piece multi-tool. We have a micro multi-tool. This is a 6-piece multi-tool. And we have our food kit. Now this is a multi-tool that everyone should have. I've seen a lot of names for these in my days, but I think my absolute favorite, and the one that always stuck with me, was Hobo Tool. That's your whole mess kit right there. Everything you need to eat a whole meal. Now we have something a little smaller. You may have seen these around by many names. Access card, access key, multi-card key, multi-card. This is a multi-tool card. You can see it's very flat, fits right into your wallet. You can fit a lot of things into a small package. The more packed multi-tool you can get, by all means, the better. Swiss Army has always made the absolute best multi-tools out there. Unfortunately, most of them just don't have pliers. But if you can match a good pliered multi-tool with a good Swiss Army knife, that's going to be your best bet. Now, as you can see, we have a little more than I've explained today laid out for us. This is my entire kit. We're not going to go over all of it today. We're going to use the next episode to cover the rest of the kit, some more tools that you may find handy, and our evac plan. The next episode will be mostly about evacuation. So, until next time, this is Sean Claremont, Ever Ready Survival, Black Armor Prep. Plan hard, live hard.